It's story time tea. That's me, and today I'm here to tell you a story that might take more than one story. I think it's probably gonna be like 3 parts, maybe. But it's about a time where I traveled with somebody I never traveled with before. So yes, very eventful. It was so eventful that I had to write about it. That's how eventful it was, because I wanted to remember what happened on this trip. That's how eventful it was. But y'all gonna have to bear with me, because being as though it's a 3-part story, most likely it ain't gonna seem like the other stories. I'm not condensing this one as much as I usually condense my stories, okay? So y'all gonna have to rock with me. Y'all gonna have to stay tuned. Okay? But as y'all can see, the background is different. I'm not at home. And I should have recorded this before I went, but I worked like 3 14-hour shifts, so I was like, I'm not doing it. Alright, so I'm in a better mood and everything cool, but I'm just not at home, y'all. So yeah, I'm just rambling at this point, but let's lock in. Let me set the scene. So it's like a year ago, for real. At the time I wasn't in a relationship or anything like that, but I'm trying to remember properly. I was in a relationship at the time, but like I was seriously dating one person, and the person I was going on this trip with was not that person. Okay, so I was going on a trip with somebody that I was cool with, but it was like he traveled a lot and he had been to the place that I was trying to go already, and he liked it there and he wanted to go back. That was the premise of it. Like, I told him that I wanted to go to this certain area because I'd never been there before, and I just wanted to go out of the country for real. So I was just like, it would be cool if I could go. And initially I was supposed to be going with one of my friends that I had been on like 2 trips with, or like 3 trips with already, but he ended up not being able to take off that much time because I was supposed to be going for like 12 days or something like that. So he ended up not being able to take off that much time, and so he was just like, yeah, I can't go. And I was like, alright, cool, it's whatever. I'm gonna go by myself. But then I told this person that I was gonna go by myself. He was like, no, I could go with you. Like, it's always better to just have more people and da da da. I'm like, alright, bet. And so we go and we start planning the stuff. So I already had planned to go, so I already had like some stuff like already written up, like, oh, I want to go to these restaurants, or I want to go to these museums, stuff like that. Because like when I go places, I usually am very like whole list. Every day I'm going to do this and this. This day is for this day is for this. That's usually how I plan stuff for real. And so like, being as though I never had been on a trip with him before, I was just like, oh, you can plan this and I just plan this stuff. Like, I'm just like, all right, well, you know more about these things because you've been to this country before, and you could figure that out, and then I'll figure this out. And so that's basically how it was. And we had hung out like, I don't know, like a couple times before we had went on a trip, and every time we hung out, it just was like we were friends. Like, shit was cool. Like we just hung out. It was just a regular little, you know, like I went to his house. We like watched a movie on Netflix. We had got something to eat, cooling. Like, we had got some ice cream, like cooling. Like, it's just like regular stuff. Like, that's how it was the whole time. So once we got there, I'm thinking it's gonna be like a similar type of thing. But it was like, I don't know, a couple days before the trip, and this is where I should have known I shouldn't have gone on this trip with this man. But it was like a couple days before the trip, and he's like emotional for some reason, and I don't know. So I'm like, let's talk about it. Like, what's wrong? So he sent me a couple paragraphs, and in the paragraphs he's like, oh, well, I didn't know that you were planning on moving from Baltimore, and you was possibly going to be moving with a guy. I didn't know that, like, he was saying all this stuff, and I'm just like, all right, this shouldn't matter unless you were trying to talk to me. But you friend zoned me before I even had a chance to friend zone you, so I'm confused on how that works. Like, why are you mad that I might possibly be moving in with a guy when I move out of the state? Also, why are you mad that I'm like seriously dating somebody? I'm just very confused on why you're upset about this stuff. And then he tried to make it seem like, oh, I'm not upset that you're like dating this other person. I'm upset because you're not giving me enough time that I feel that we need in order to get to know each other better before we go on this like 11-day trip. And I'm just like, I'm giving you all the time that I got. I'm just like, I need to maintain my relationships. I need to make sure I talk to my best friend every Saturday morning, okay? Those 4 hours are dedicated to my best friend. We're getting on the phone. I'm like, I need to see my other best friend at least once a week. We have to hang out. These things are not negotiable. Like, I have to do these things. And I'm like, and I have to have TT Day. Like, I can't be skipping TT Day every week. Like, on Tuesday or on Sunday, we are on the phone and we are watching a movie and we're FaceTiming each other. These are things that don't change. I'm not about to stop what I'm doing with my closest, like, little 4 friends, my closest 5 friends, just because you decided that you need to see me more. And I'm dating somebody, so I gotta see him too. Like, it's just like everybody had that certain amount of time that they see me. And also, I have a job. I have a job. So I'm just like, child, I'm not about to be spending no extreme amount of time with you. Like, I told you when I was free, we try and make something happen. The first time I was free, you wasn't free. So the fact that we didn't meet up, that was your fault. The second time that you was free, I wasn't free. But you knew that I wasn't going to be free because you tried to set something up with me on a Sunday. I'm like, bro, I'm busy Sunday. Like, what are you talking about? I'm recording. Get out of here. So I'm just like, yo. I'm like, it's like all these things that go into, like, bro, I have other things that I'm doing. And no, I'm not going to, like, stop reading my book for you. So it's just like all these different things. I'm just like, we can hang out, but if it don't make sense for my life, I'm just not ready to do it. Like, I don't care. Like, I have structure in my life. I have things that I do every single week. And those things are going to get done regardless of what the fuck is going on. So I'm going to need you to relax. And so, like, after that whole thing, I was just like, I will put in more time with you. Like, we can text more. If you want to call me, you can call me. For real, I'm gonna answer the phone. I'm probably gonna be at work, but I'm gonna answer the phone and we can be on the phone. Like, you know, like, I'll go ahead and take my break if you want to talk about something serious real quick. Like, you know, I got a cool little 45 minutes I could give to you. Like, I'm just like, we can, like, figure this out for real. But what we not ready to do is keep on bringing up some other guy that you said that you're not jealous of and you're not worried about, when it seemed like you jealous of him and you worried about him. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, this just seems like something that somebody that wanted to date me would be saying. It don't seem like something that one of my friends would say. Cause why are you bringing this man up? I'm just like, at the end of the day, you should not be bringing this man up. So he's just like, yeah, no, it's not really about him. It's just the fact that you don't have any time to spend with me before we go on this trip, and I feel like we need to spend more time together. And I'm like, all right, okay, I'm gonna spend some more time with you. All right, bet. Like, what's the date? Like, let me move some things around. Let me move some things around for you, because obviously, like, you have a problem, like, you're upset, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. And so, like, yeah, that's what we did. And we had made a plan to see each other, whatever. And so that's basically how it was. And he literally did this, like, I don't know, like 6 days. Nah, I'm gonna say that was like a week and a half before the trip. And then once it was like down to the last couple of days, I think it was like, once 6 days came, he had a whole new complaint. Like, he was upset again. And he's just like, I feel like I've planned out most of the stuff for our trip, and you haven't planned out that much for the trip. And I'm just like, I literally have a list of things for us to do and things that I want us to do, and like how things should be planned out. Like, how far is this thing from this thing? And if we go to here, we can do this. Like, I literally have that planned out. It's just not in your possession. And I told you that we could just open up a note and share the note with each other, and then I could just put all the stuff in there and then you could see it. But like, it's not like I have spent zero time to plan this out. I have spent time to plan this out. It's just you the one that was buying the plane tickets and getting the room because you done been here before. And I'm not about to do all of that if you got a certain way that you want to do it. That doesn't make any sense. Because if I do some shit and you just like, oh, we could have did this instead, then I'm gonna be like, then why didn't you do it then? So I'm like, I just left it up to you because you have a preference. I don't have a preference. So the person that has a preference is the person that should be doing it. Okay? And so that's how it was. And so he's just like, yeah, I understand, da da da. And I'm just like, I'm ready to bang him, bro, because he wasting my time and I'm really busy right now, and somebody just quit my job, so now I got extra hours that I'm working, and I got too much going on, and I don't have time for this. I'm about to cancel this trip. He really was annoying me, because I'm just like, this is like the second or third time that you done like really flipped out for real and sent me whole paragraphs, and I'm just confused on why you doing all of this to me. Why are you doing this to me? And so I was annoyed, but I was like, you know what? it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, and it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get over it, and we just gonna move. And so that's what we did. And so I still was like, all right, I'm going on this trip with him. And so, like, day of happens, like, it happens. And like, since like we going out of the country or whatever, it was like, you know, all the extra stuff that you had to do. And so I did all the extra stuff that I had to do, and we got there, we get on a plane or whatever, like, we like fly together and everything like that, like our little seats together, everything like that. And we get there, and it's like the first day, or like the first 2 days, we had like an Airbnb, and then the rest of the days while we were going to be in that country in particular, we was going to have a hotel. And then we were going to like get on a train or whatever, like it's Europe, so like we was going to like get on a train or something and go to another country or whatever, or like get on a short plane ride. I think it was like, yeah, it was a short plane ride. It was like an hour plane ride. We was gonna go from that spot to the next spot, and then we was gonna have another hotel. So it was one Airbnb, 2 hotels. Okay. And so and first night we was gonna be at that Airbnb, and I think we was only gonna be at the Airbnb for one night. Either it was one night or it was 2 nights, but I feel like it was one night. So yeah, we was gonna be at the Airbnb for that one night, and then we was gonna go to the hotel. So we get to the Airbnb, it's all nice and everything like that. It's way different than what I thought it was going to be, but you know, it was cool. We like settling in and everything like that. And then I realized, like, alright, it's one bed, okay? It's one bed, but like it's a sofa and all this other stuff. I was not that close to him, and like usually I'll just go ahead and just sleep with people. Like, like I don't care. I'm just like, bro, I'm fully clothed, like everything is fine, like just don't be all up on me for real. But being as though like I didn't know him like that, and he sent me those texts before we got on the trip about him like being upset about this man that he don't know. Being as though that was the case, I was just like, he might like me or something, and he might just be lying to himself or to me about whether or not he liked me. So you know, I'm not going to sleep with him. I'm not going to sleep with him. I already had that set in my head at the top of the day. I was like, I'm not sleeping with him. And when we got there, it was like dummy early, so we had lived out a whole entire day. Like we had like 12 hours of travel, and then like once we got there, it was still morning time because it was like time difference, so the time went back or whatever. So we like go all around the world. We go to the store, buy stuff, and we like go eat, look at things, whatever. And so the end of the night comes, and I like get on the phone with my dad, I get on the phone with my mom, because I usually do that on like my first night or whatever. Like I usually like FaceTime my father, and then like get on the phone with my mother and just be like, hey y'all, I'm alive. And so like that's what I was doing. So I did that stuff, and then also I think the day of the week made it to where as though I was supposed to be talking to either my best friend or to his best friend. And so like I was supposed to be talking to one of them, and so I like had a short call with one of them and whatever, but like it was the end of the night, but like with the time difference it wasn't the end of the night for them. So whatever, I talked to everybody. During this time he had like went out and did something, and then he had came back, he had gotten in the shower or whatever, and then like once he got out of the shower, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get in the shower, we can go to sleep because we got an early morning, because we changing from the Airbnb to the hotel, so we gotta take all the L stuff. And yo, I had some big bags. We had to take all the L stuff to the new spot. So I was like, all right, let me go to sleep. So I like, while he was in the shower, I like was getting my stuff together, and then I think I had got on the phone with the guy that I was talking to or whatever, and yeah, that was kind of it. Once he had got out of the shower, I was still on the phone, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you back, or I'm gonna talk to you later or whatever, because I'm back in the shower. So that's how it was. And so I got in the shower. Once I got out, he was like in the bed, he was asleep, or like fake sleep. He was fake sleep. So he was in the bed, and I was like, all right, cool, back. I like took like some pillows and I went to go sleep, not with this motherfucker. And so I went to sleep, and then like he woke up, I guess. Like he woke up, and then like when he woke up, he seen that I was sleeping like not with him. Like he was so confused that I didn't sleep with him, but I'm like, did I ever tell you I was getting in the bed with you? And So like I'm sleeping and I wasn't really asleep because I really was fake sleep. Like, cause he fake slept, so I wanted to fake sleep too. So I was fake sleep because I was like, I didn't want him to say nothing to me about like sleeping on the sofa or whatever. I didn't want him to say nothing to me about it and be like, oh, get in the bed or let's switch or whatever. I didn't want to do none of that. I was comfortable where I was at and I was staying where I was at. I didn't want to have any conversations. I'm like, it's the end of the night. I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, bro, don't bother me. And so I faked like I was asleep, and then he threw a pillow at me and bopped the shit out of me in my head. And I was like, yo, I wanted to get up so bad because I'm like, I know this homie just throw a pillow at me. Like, the fuck? And so I was mad. I'm just like, yo, why did he just throw a pillow at me? And so I just continued to be fake sleep. And then like he sucked his teeth, and then like he like got back in the bed or whatever, or like rolled over or whatever he did. Whatever, I don't care. And I'm just like, bro, why did he just do that to me? And so I get up the next morning and I get up before him. I go to the bathroom, I do all my regular stuff. Put my clothes on and everything like that. I think I read my book. I think I read my book, and he eventually got up. He said something to me and he was like, oh, I'm about to go to the studio, or I'm going to do this and that and that. I'm just like, all right, bet. And like I like ate my leftovers, and then like he was like, all right, whatever. And he was mad, and I'm like, why are you mad? And so like he was so annoying. So he was mad at me. Obviously it's because I slept on the floor, but I'm just like, why are you mad that I slept on the floor? like I was like, why are you mad I slept on the sofa? Why are you mad I slept on the floor? Like, why are you bothering me? Like, leave me alone. And so like I just didn't understand it, but I didn't care either. I was just like, it's whatever, he'll get over it, like, cause it's not that deep. It ain't like I said nothing to him or nothing like that. Like, get over it. So he come back and he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a lot of stuff without you today. Like, I'm gonna da-da-da-da and I'm gonna do this and whatever. And I'm just like, okay. Like, we planned to do like a lot of stuff together. It was like the way we planned our trip, like most of the days we was gonna be together. It was only like 2 out of like the 11 days where we weren't gonna really be together, and this day wasn't one of them. Because we supposed to spend the first 4 days like doing stuff together. So the fact that he was like all of a sudden trying to like, oh, I'm gonna go and do this without you and I'm gonna do this without you, I'm just like, is this retaliation? Like, are you upset? Is this revenge? Like, you purposely trying to leave me by myself just because you mad about me not sleeping with you yesterday? Like, what is going on here? Like, I could have sworn you said you didn't like me. Like, why is you mad? And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna take it as he's upset because I didn't sleep in the more comfortable spot, and as a gentleman, you're supposed to make sure that the girl is good, and then you are the one that is uncomfortable. Maybe that's it. So, you know, in my head, I'm just putting stuff together for him. I'm like, all right, it's like this. Like, he's not like wilding out because I didn't sleep with him. He's acting like this because he's just like, oh, I would have preferred her to sleep in the bed and I would have slept on the sofa. Why would she do that? Type B. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because when people do stupid shit to me, I make up excuses for them. I make up excuses for them because I'm like, maybe we was raised different, maybe, or like maybe this is where the way their brain work out. And so since their brain like this and their brain not like this, they gonna do this. I be vouching for people. I be vouching for people. I be giving people the benefit of the doubt, whether they deserve it or not. And at this point in time, he did not deserve it because that was not the case, and I knew that wasn't the case. But I was like, I got 10 more days with this hoe. So I was like, he's not gonna trick me. He's not gonna make me be mad. No, I'm gonna be cool. Everything's good. So I just go ahead. I'm like, whatever. And I finished doing what I was doing. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna be outside. The weather is cool over here. Like, the weather there was like better than the weather at home, only by like a couple degrees, but it still was better. So I was like, I'm going outside, and I ain't wearing no jacket. And so I go outside, I walk around and everything. I go to the store, whatever. Just a regular little day. Get back. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna like go from the Airbnb to the hotel. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So we get all our things together, and then we're like we're traveling there. I have a good sense of direction, don't matter what country I'm in. It don't matter what state. It don't matter. I got a good sense of direction. I know what's going on. Even if I don't know what's going on, I know what's going on. So we outside. He fake lost, and he's just like, yeah, I know where I'm at. But he didn't know where he was at. And so I'm just like, all right, well, we're here. Let me look at the little thing. And they speaking in Gookin talk. I don't know what's going on in that thing. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm looking at it. I'm just, and I'm like, all right, we need to be over there. So we walking. He's just like, no, let's cross here. I'm like, no, I think this is the spot. And then the lady was just like, these niggas don't know where they going. She's like, you want me to help you? We like, yeah, help us. And then she go exactly where I was going to take us in the first place. So we go. We get on this little train or whatever. She like, oh, if you buy this, and then you could do this with that, da. Alright, yo, the subway system there, way different. You know, you buy one bus pass, and that bus pass can get you on that subway. That bus pass can get you on the light rail. That bus pass can get you on a bus. Their shit was not like that. Like, we got this little bus pass thing, but like it could only be for like that train. It was like this train that go this way, the train that go this way, and the train that like do some shit like that. And then they also had a light rail, and then they also had like the MARC train. Like, they had all of the variations as well. But the thing was, the train to go this way, the train to go that way, and the train to do that, that wasn't the same ticket. Which didn't make no sense because it was the same type of train. Like, I would understand if the light rail train ticket wasn't the same as the subway train ticket, but it was the same subway train, but it was just like a different route, and we had to get a different bus pass for that. What are they doing over there? And so, like, that made me mad, but that's not even what we even here to talk about. But yeah, so we did that. We got that ticket, yo. We didn't even end up using the ticket. Like, we had got like this ticket that was supposed to be like, oh, for like all 3 days or something. I don't even remember, y'all. But it was dumb. We didn't even use it. It was like we got like a little deal on it, but like we didn't use it because we had to get on the other train to go that way and not the train to go that way. so we ended up not using it. We wasted our money, but it's okay. So we get to the stop that we're supposed to be getting off at. The walk from the subway to the hotel was like 14 minutes. But it was like, I learned streets quick, so I found how we get there, and then I like locked that into my memory, and then I just knew I was going from forever then on. And so we go to the hotel, we get there. Hotel is so beautiful. Y'all, every time I go to a JW, like, let me go to a JW Marriott, and it's going to be just so beautiful. Like, they had the little griffins outside, or at the front door, they had the little griffins. Everything was so cute. Everything was all gold, and all the little trees. They had trees on the inside. The trees probably wasn't real, but it don't matter. It looked good. It looked good, and everything was just nice. We got in, we checked in, and everything like that. Everything's great. We go to the room. Everything's great. There's only one bed in here, okay? Just like the last time. Last time I fucking checked, we said that we was getting 2 beds. Then all of a sudden, we didn't have 2 beds again. So with the Airbnb, I understood, because I'm like, yo, you know, it's hard to find a good Airbnb, whatever. The JW, bitch. I'm like, you literally could have just asked them, hey, I know you said that we got a king size bed, but can we have 2 queens? I'm pretty sure they would have been like, oh yeah, that's cool. But he's just like, oh yeah, I already asked over the phone or whatever. Like, they didn't have that, so we just had to. When you asked them, tell me when you asked them. You ain't asked them nothing. So I was mad. I was so mad because I was just like, bruh, I already didn't sleep in the bed yesterday because I didn't want to sleep with you. Now I gotta live out the rest of my 6 days or my 7 days here because we were supposed to be going to the other country after that. But I'm like, I gotta live out my next 6 days in this motherfucker with you in this same bed. Like, you annoying, and I know you did this on purpose. Don't nobody want to sleep with you. like it's not even like I don't be wanting to sleep with people. It's just people hygiene be different than mine. And as I said in previous stories, if somebody get in the bed with their outside clothes on or they don't take a shower, I'm banging them. I'm banging them. I don't care. Yo, get out of my bed. Are you for real right now? Like, I don't even want to have to get in an argument with somebody about taking a shower. Bro, take the shower. And so, like, I just didn't want to be in the same bed as this person. Like, and then also, as I said, I don't, like, we're not, like, we're friends, but we're not, like, that for real. Like, if my best friend wanted to sleep with me, that would be cool. Like, if one of my best friends wanted to sleep with me, that would be cool. Like, but I didn't rock with him like that. And then also, he just was being weird. And so I'm just like, bro, I don't want to sleep with you. But I was just like, obviously I'm going to have to because we're here for the next 6 days. I'm not sleeping on the floor. Because this place didn't even have a sofa. Like, it was just like, you know, it's just a hotel room for real. So it was like, they had like a desk and whatever. They had like a little chair, but they didn't have like a sofa. Like, it wasn't an Airbnb. They didn't have a sofa. So it ain't like I could sleep on the sofa. I would literally have to sleep on the floor for 6 days. And so I was like, obviously, I got to sleep in the bed with this man. Even though I don't want to, this is what I'm going to have to do because I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice at this point. And so I'm just already mad because I'm just like, bro, you did this on purpose, and I just know that you did it on purpose, and I don't like you. And so I was just like, I'm gonna get over it. It's cool. I love it here. So that's just me in my head trying to like convince myself, like, you know, if you lie to yourself enough, then eventually you believe it. So like, I was like, it's cool. And so we get to the room. The room's so nice. They got like 800 mirrors. It's well lit. It smells really good. The bathroom's really cute. And I'm just like, oh, yay. But I already knew it was going to be like that because I done been to like 6 JWs. So I'm just like, I already know how it's about to be. And it's going to be cute. So it was cool. And like, we had unpacked. I went to my little side of the room. He went to his little side of the room. And we talked about like what we was going to do. By this point, he was like out of his attitude that he had earlier that day. But as I told you, I was mad now. And so like, I was just like smiling like, I'm gonna be unmad. I'm gonna be unmad real soon. I ain't gonna be happy, but I'm gonna be unmad real soon. And so I was trying to gather myself because I know that if somebody see that I'm mad, they're gonna magically be mad. And I don't feel like somebody being mad because I'm mad. So I'm going to pretend to be cool because eventually I know in like a few minutes I am going to actually be cool. So I don't need to re-anger somebody with my anger. I don't need to do that. And so I just was thinking logically. I was like, all right, it's okay. We're going to be cool. So he's just like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm like, all right, cool. So we ended up going to this little bar. It had like a little theme to it and everything. It was really nice. Like, it wasn't what I expected it to be. Like, it was supposed to be like a whole experience, and I thought it was gonna be like longer and more drawn out than it was, but it was just like, it was like 2 sections, and I thought like it was like a whole establishment for real. I thought it was like a bar here, you hang out here, you take your drinks, and then you walk through a whole little thing, and it's like a museum and everything, and then you get to like a bar or whatever, and then you go through and that. No, it was literally a bar. You walk through a little room, you put a jacket on, and then it was another bar. That wasn't what I was expecting it to be. It was still cool. It just was not as cool as I would have thought it would have been. Well, as I thought it had been. Like, when I looked stuff up. But it's whatever. It wasn't really my thing in particular for us to do. It was the thing that we both was, like, wanting to do. So it was like, if he's disappointed, it doesn't matter because, guess what? He picked it as well. We picked it together. And so, that's basically how it was. So, we go into the bar. And it's cool. We having a good time. The vibes was nice. The music was nice. The people there were nice. And everything was great. I'm in a country where there's not that many black people. So I was just like sitting there and everybody's looking at me like, and I'm like, hey y'all. And so that was hilarious. But yeah, and they was playing Beyonce, and that's how I know that Beyonce is better than everybody else because they had Beyonce on. Beyonce and Rihanna was playing. So there y'all go. Those was like the only American artists that I had heard like most of the time when I was even in that country. It was just Beyonce. Beyonce. One Rihanna, one Neo, one Nicki Minaj song. Boom, that's it. That's the only American artist that I heard. So yeah. We was there. I liked the music. Everything was great. And then like we got to the other side. I'm like, all right, now that we in this part of the whole situation, let's take some pictures because ain't nobody been here before. I know people been here, but people ain't been here before. And it looked nice in here. And my outfit wasn't cool, but I was adorable though. I had my little cut on and I was cute. I was like, let's get some pictures. Y'all, he took these pictures of me. Terrible. And I took some very nice pictures of him. I took some elite pictures of him. Like, I took some postable pictures of him. And this man took like the worst possible pictures he could have took of me. I was like, man, I could have set my phone up right there and took pictures of myself and it would have been better than this. What is this? I was like, what is this? But I wasn't mad though. I wasn't mad, y'all. I wasn't mad. Like, I wasn't mad. I was just a little sad. Because I just felt like the whole like look of everything was just so cute, and then like low-key my little outfit matched for real, and like I was adorable, and I just felt like it was the right lighting for real. Like it wasn't nothing too crazy, it wasn't all beautiful and everything, but it was like good enough for my skin complexion to just shine, and I just felt like the pictures were gonna be so nice, and they wasn't. Like, he did a terrible job. But like at the same time, I can't expect everybody to be the photographer. I know that I take good pictures, but everybody cannot take good pictures. after I looked at the pictures and I saw that they were trash, I was like, it's okay. I was like, and I'm not about to take no more. It's okay. And so we finished like doing the little drinks and everything, because it was like an ice bar for real. So we finished taking the drinks and everything like that. It was cool. And then we was just like, all right, well, let's move on. I'm thinking we're gonna walk through, and then when we walk through, it's gonna be like more stuff. It took us like full circle. Like we was back to the beginning, and I was like, that was it. And so that was it. And I'm just like, all right, that was trash, but it's okay. Like, I didn't expect it to end that fast. Like, I thought this was like a whole little thing. I thought I was going to get to read about some things and like watch a video clip or something. I don't know. I just was expecting a little bit more, and I didn't get a little bit more. So I was just like, okay. And so we just walked through, and we was just like, all right, cool. And we didn't stay there that much longer because we were back at the beginning. So it was just like, this is basically like a regular bar now. Like, we might as well go. So we left out, and we just was walking down the street. We were just talking about life, like, because it's not like I knew him like so much that I knew like everything about him or nothing. So I'm just asking him questions and everything like that. But it seemed like I would be asking him questions, and then like the way he was answering the questions was kind of like he didn't really want to tell me the answer. But like at this point in time, he wasn't mad anymore, and like I'm thinking that we're like cool for real. But like also he's not getting into depth with the answers that he's giving me. So I'm just like, do you not want me to ask you questions? Like, I don't want to ask you something and you feel like it's too personal, but I feel like some of these questions is not that personal. And so I'm just looking like, okay. And so I just stopped asking him questions, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm wasting my time at this point. And so then he just started asking me stuff. And so he asked me like a whole bunch of different stuff, and we walking around for like a couple hours for real. I think it was like, I don't know, probably like 2 hours. We just walking around, we literally just talking. We just looking at the town for real. Because I think like at this time it was probably like Friday or something. So like everybody in that door outside. Everybody in that door outside, and it wasn't that late. I think it was like, I don't know, like 10, and we were going to find some food or whatever. And so we just walking around like looking for food, but like at the same time like we're just walking around. So after that, he asked me a whole bunch of questions during his walk, and we finally got to a place. He was just like, he liked it here. Then he changed his mind. So then we left, and we got to another place, and he said, all right, we're going to eat here. But then he changed his mind. And so then we left, and we went to another place, and it ended up being like an Italian place, and then we ended up staying there. And so it was like a pizza and like spaghetti type, you know, pasta type, like. And so we got there, and I think like we was like one of the last tables they was gonna take, because by the time we ended up doing that, it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock, something like that. And so it's like late for real. And so they just take our order and everything. While they took our order, me and him were just talking and everything. And then like he starts bringing up some stuff to where as though it was like he was trying to force me to talk about a certain thing. Like he was trying to push me towards a certain topic. And I'm just like, well, if you really want to talk about that, I guess we can, but I don't feel like talking about that. Like, I don't want to talk about that. And so, like, we ended up talking about, like, I don't know, like, having kids and, like, marriage and stuff like that, which is something that I didn't really want to talk to him about, because I'm just like, I just feel like certain stuff, like, it be seeming like I'm like trying to get somebody to think a certain type of way about me, or it just seems like I'm trying to like let somebody know that I like them. So like certain things I just don't talk to somebody about, because I'm just like, bruh, I don't want nobody to try to say I misled them, or like they was confused about like what we are. And like, bro, no. We're friends, barely friends. And so like I was just like, yeah, I don't feel like talking about that. And so we started talking whatever. And then he told me like how like his ideal wife would be or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I would have never guessed that. But I literally only said that because what he said was insane. And like what he said was wow. And so I'm just like, oh, okay, I would have never guessed that. And then his smart ass gonna say something, I bet you wouldn't. And I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And he's just like, because you don't really ask me that many questions about myself, so of course you wouldn't be able to know that. And I'm like, alright. And so like I wasn't about to entertain that comment, because I'm just like, you're not gonna get me out of pocket tonight. I'm having a good day. I'm just like, our first day was really great. And then our second day was like a mix of emotions the entire day. It was like a roller coaster because he was terrible, then he was good, then he was alright, then he was great, and he was great, and he was great. And then now he got back down here. He's terrible again. He's very upset, and I can tell that he's upset. Like I can see it in his face. He can't hide his emotions, or he's purposely showing them very hard on his face so that I can say something about it. Like, I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, what's up? And so she's like, yeah, because you don't really ask me that many questions. And I'm just like, well, I feel like I do ask you a lot of questions. And he was just like, well, I don't feel like you ask me a lot of questions. It seems like a lot of our conversations are geared towards you. And I'm just like, well, you never be wanting to give me real answers to my questions. You always giving me these mystical being answers that don't have shit to do with nothing. And so, being as though that's the case, I don't really know how I'm supposed to continue a conversation with you. Because, like, if I ask you, what is your favorite color? And I don't really be asking people stuff like that no more, for real. But like, if I was to ask him what his favorite color would be, this is the type of answer he would give. Well, you know, not every color is a color. And I would say black, but black is every color. And I would say white, but white is the absence of color. So, being as though that's the case, I would say that no color is my favorite color. But at the same time, every color is my favorite color. And then look off into the distance. Boy, shut the fuck up. like no, if I'm gonna get an answer like that every single time I say something to you, I'm gonna be like, and like, it wouldn't even be like that, because his shit would make even less sense. Like that what I said just now made sense. His shit wouldn't even have made sense. It would have been very, very random and very obscure and like very like vague. It would have been vague as fuck. Like, that motherfucker would have been like, colors don't exist in my world. Okay then, my fucking bad. like that's the type of shit he would say. And I'm like, bruh, like, how do you respond to that? Colors don't exist in your world. What do I say after that? Where I say, oh, why don't colors exist in your world? Like, no, I'm not saying that. So like a lot of our conversations would end in me being like, oh, okay. Like, because I'm just like, bruh, we obviously not on the same wave. Like, you here, and I'm like, here. But like, all the way over there here. Like, all the way over there here. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so I'm like, yes, I be asking you questions, but a lot of the time, like, you don't give me like an actual answer. You like just give me like this crazy ass thing that I'm just like, well, how do I continue the conversation with what you just told me? I don't know what to say next. Like, I don't have anything for you. And so, like, being as though that's the case, like, obviously we won't end up talking about me, because I give regular answers. If you ask me what my favorite color is, I'm like, green and orange. I'm like, I like tiger orange, you know, that's a good one. I like, you know, orange. I like the darker oranges. I'm like, I like every shade of green, but not the dookie green though. Like, I'm just like, you know what dookie green is. You know which one that is. Everyone but that one. Lime green cool for real. Like, I'm like, emerald green is my favorite. Like, I'll have like an actual answer. This man will literally just be like, colors. What is the meaning of colors? Like, bro, no, get the fuck out of here. So I'm sorry, I just ramble, but that's the type of shit that it be. So I'm just like, bro, what do you mean I don't be asking you questions? I ask you questions all the time, and then I get these answers. Like, I can recite the answers back to you. That's how much, like, I know what you be saying. Like, I be remembering what you be saying. You just be geeking. I'm just like, bro, I ask you questions all the time. It's just the answers you give me be wild. So, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that. And so that's how he was. He said I didn't ask him enough questions. I said, okay. I was like, all right, well, me not asking you enough questions upset you, so I will ask you more questions. I will make sure that I do that. I will put that in my notes. Like, it's in here now. I'll ask you more questions. Okay. What else is bothering you? What's wrong? And he's just like, I just feel like when we planned this trip, I planned most of it. And I'm just like, so you're upset about something that we already discussed? Something that was already seemingly resolved before we got on the trip? I'm just like, so just let me know, like, this was already resolved before we got on the trip, but you're still upset about it and now you're bringing it up? Be fucking for real. And so, like, obviously I didn't say that. I just was like, well, you know, and I just basically said everything that I said in text already 6 days ago or 8 days ago. So I'm just like, bro, fuck out of here. And so he was like, okay, I understand that. But also, like, the other day, you were on the phone, like, for a long period of time. And it's just like, if you wanted to be with that person, you should have been with them. I'm just like, my mother and my father? Are you talking about my parents? Like, are you upset that I was on the phone with my parents? Because the thing was, the conversation that I had where I was on the phone with the guy that I was dating, it wasn't even that long. I literally was on the phone with him for like 2 seconds. I was on the phone with my mother and my father most of the time that he could possibly be talking about. So I'm just like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, and obviously, you know, if we on a trip for 11 days, at some point in time, I'm going to get on the phone. It's 11 days. Like, bro, it's 11 days. Like, what are you talking about? It's not like we on a 3-day trip. Like, no, I'm here for like 2 weeks. Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? And so I'm just like, get out of here. I'm just like, at some point in time, you had to know that I was going to be on the phone. Obviously, I'm not going to be on the phone like all day. Like, I'm not one of those people that just be texting all day. Like, talking to this person, talking to this person. I'm not on Instagram and on Twitter or whatever, like, my whole time when I'm out. Like, I don't be posting or nothing like that. I usually don't even post once I get back. So I'm just like, bro, I'm not the type of person to just be on their phone the whole time. But also, like, I'm going to call my mother. The fuck? Like, I'm going to call my dad. Are you dumb? And so I'm like, get out of here. I'm just like, just because you don't got a good relationship with your parents do not mean that you got to play with me and mine. Like, I'm cool with them for real. I came from them for real. I like them. They cool people. like, I'm going to call them. Get out of here. And so I'm just like, bro, why are you mad? And he's just like, well, I know you didn't only talk to them. And I'm just like, why does it matter? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he's just like, so I brought you on this trip and you're here with me and you don't seem like you really want to be here with me. You seem like you're here for the experience. And I'm just like, name one person that go on a trip to not experience things. Name one person that go on a trip and it's not for the experience. What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm just here for the experience. I'm just like, shut up. Like, what are you even talking about? And I'm just like, bruh, what? It's hard to sit there with a face like this. Like, usually my face don't say whatever it is that I'm thinking. Like, most of the time I can hold it. But I just was like, are you dumb? Like, I really could not hold it. I'm just like, bro, you actually dumb. Okay, cool. And so I'm just like, I came here to experience the country, you know, eat their food and buy things from them and, you know, see the land and, you know, just experience the country because I never been here before. Yes, I came here for the experience, but I wanted to be here with you. I planned the trip with you. I'm on the trip with you. What are you saying to me right now? He was just like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, it don't really seem like you want to be here with me. Like, you would have came here with anybody. And I'm just like, I planned to come here by myself. So, low key, yeah. Like, what is that saying? Like, I'm here with you, so I don't see what the problem is. Like, why are you upset right now? Like, what's going on? I'm like, this seeming like the whole thing that I said, like, you like me and you just didn't tell me that you like me, and you thought that this was going to be the time where, like, it was your time to shine and then we was going to be together or something. Because no way you mad at me right now because I'm happy to be experiencing a new country. That doesn't make any sense. Like, come the fuck on. And so then, yeah, he was just like, yeah, any girl would be happy to be here with me. I could have brought anybody here, but instead, I decided to come here with you and let you experience this with me and da-da-da. And I'm just like, you saying it like you paid or something. I'm just like, you saying it like you paid or something, or like you really did me a favor or something. Like, bro, I was going to come out here regardless. It didn't matter who was with me. I could have came by myself. Like, I'm like, I didn't need you to come here with me. You volunteered to come here with me. Like, why are you acting like this when you the one that was like, you think that you should go and you could meet your friends in the other part and da-da-da. And you volunteered you. I didn't even ask you. You volunteered. You said, you know what? I could go with you. I didn't say, would you like to go with me? No, I didn't do that. So I'm just like, I don't understand why you are like this to me. Like I did something to you. I'm just like, bro, what is going on right now? And so he's just like, yeah, I just feel like I could have brought somebody else here and it could have been somebody that could have been more serious about me, somebody that I could possibly be spending my life with instead of just bringing somebody that's just cool with me for real. I'm really showing you the world right now and you acting like da-da-da. And I'm like, you showing me the world right now, nigga? I'm like, are you dead ass right now? I'm like, bro, regardless of whether or not I was with you, I was staying at that JW because I like to stay at JWs whenever I go on trips. So if they got a JW, I'm going. So I was going to be there regardless. And I planned half the shit on the itinerary. So what the fuck do you mean? I'm like, bro, like you really bugging right now? And I'm not gonna get mad at you because you having an emotional day. I'm a cool on you for real, and I'm not gonna say anything right now. But you really bugging. You really bugging, and I'm getting very fed up. And so I just sat there with the straightest face, cause I'm just like, oh, and you could have really showed somebody else the world. Anybody would have been happy to be here with you. And you don't want to be given all of this insight and all these experiences to somebody that you're not going to grow with. Oh, okay. My bad. Like, the fuck? How do you want me to respond? Like, what was the proper response for you? Like, what was the response you wanted from me? Because, like, you're wilding right now. And so, I'm just like, okay, but like, bitch, did you pay? Like, I'm like, I spent that $1,000 on them plane tickets too. Like, what are you saying? Like, I paid for half of the hotel room too. I paid for half of the Airbnb too. Like, we split that down the middle. It ain't like you did something for me. Like, you didn't do anything for me. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, if I would have went on this trip, instead of it being 11 days, it would have been 8 days because I wouldn't have went to the other country, but I definitely would have been here. And I definitely would have done all of this stuff that we doing. I would have done that with or without you. Like, you didn't show me anything. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to get mad at you. It's cool. Bet. What do you want me to do? Like, at this point, I'm like over the whole logic thing. I'm more on to let's solve this problem because you're clearly mad and I don't have time to be dealing with you being mad all the time. Like, what's up? Like, what do you want? Like, you just tell me what you want and then maybe we can work something out and we can get you those things. So I already got on the list that I should be asking you more questions. What else should I put on this list? Like, because I was over the whole conversation. I'm just like, so what is it exactly that you want me to do? Like, what would make you feel better? What would make you be in a better mood? This nigga said to me, y'all, and I swear, this is the reason why I be like, bro, it's not women that's emotional. It's the men. Because he said to me, if you knew me well enough, you would know what I wanted you to do already. If you was listening to me, you would already know what I want. Bitch, if you don't answer the question, I'm like, what did you just say to me? I'm like, that is the most ridiculous response I ever heard. I asked you exactly what it is that you want. Just word for word, just tell me what it is that you want, and then you will most likely get these things. Just let me know, write a list, something, let me know, and we can work this out. Instead of actually telling me what you want me to do some fucking guesstimations of what you want. Fuck out of here. Like, I'm like, you're not for real right now. Like, you're not fucking for real, and I need you to be fucking for real. Cause like, this is dumb. I'm just like, women don't even say this to me. I be dating light-skinned women and dark-skinned women, women that's old, women that's young. None of them ever said this to me. None of them have ever said to me, you figure it out. You should know already. If you liked me enough, you would know already. What are you talking about? Like, that was a very, like, that was a sassy response to me. Because we not together. Like, if we was dating or if we had been friends for a really long time, I would be like, okay. That's a valid answer. Bro, we've been friends for like 8 months and we've only been like closely related in association for like a month or like 2 months. Before then, I had never even been to your house. We had never even hung out outside of like where we met. So like, why would I know what you want? I'm like, this is a very ridiculous response, and right now I just needed you to give me something that was actual and factual so that I don't have to guesstimate. Because me guessing, I can give you the wrong thing and then you could be even more mad because I guessed the wrong answer. I just want you to tell me what it is and you just played in my face. And at this point, it's just like, it's like 1 a.m. and you're playing around. I'm like, it's like 12:40 and you playing around. Like, we done had a whole full day. We had a whole full day of going all around the world. We done been on the subway, we done been on the train, we done walked, we done talked, we done went to the hotel, we done ate like 3 different, like this is a full day. We done had a full day. I am tired. Now I'm mentally drained at this point because this is like your 3rd time being mad at me today. And like I just wanted some concrete answers, and this is what you're doing. So like at this point, I'm fairly over you. And so he just looked at me in my face, and I just looked at him like, I literally didn't have anything left for him because I'm just like, bruh, we had a great first day. Like, we didn't have any problems the first day. Everything was great. He was cool. I was cool. We did everything under the sun. And our first day together was us spending like actually 24 hours awake because 13 hours was travel, and there was a big time difference. And those 13 hours of us fucking traveling, because like we had to get on the subway and do all this other stuff. Once we got off the plane, like we still had other things to do to complete our travels. Like all of that was 13 hours, and then we still had a full day because it was morning time when we got there. So we literally spent like a whole 24 hours together. Didn't have no problems. Everything was good the whole first 24 hours. And then that second day happened, and like shit was crazy. Like it was just shit after shit. like I'm just like, every single time I turn the corner, it's something new with you. You have a problem. You need to get it together. So like once we got to this dinner, I'm thinking like, all right, we can finally talk about it, because obviously he wants to talk about it. But then like him not giving me real answers just made me mad. And I'm just like, all right, well, what I'm gonna just try to do is guesstimate what it is that you want, and I'm gonna just try to move differently and be better. And we're gonna try again when we're gonna start this new day. Day 3, we're gonna try again, and we're gonna do better. Okay, that's what we're gonna do, because this conversation is over at this point. And so he's just like, yeah, hopefully you get it and things can be better. And I'm just like, hopefully I can get it. Hopefully things can be better. And so y'all see why this story is in fact going to be 3 parts, because that was literally 2 days out of 11. So obviously it ain't gonna get no better, but you know, stay tuned so you can know what happened. Obviously, you know, like it, push the like button, because y'all be geeking the fuck out of me. Like, push the like button, because y'all be watching me to the end, and then y'all still don't like the video. And I'm tired of y'all coming in my DMs, and then y'all still don't like the video. It was like 40 people in my DMs trying to talk to me about videos, and then I don't got 40 likes on my video. How 400 of y'all look at my video? And I got 20 likes. Alright, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah. For me, Storytime Tish, the tea is over. Peace and love.